What's up guys, welcome back to the channel where we talk about trending controversies, media madness, and world weirdness with a side of sarcasm. I'm Guglielmo, your host, your friendly neighborhood truth teller, and today we're diving into what I like to call the 21st century Great Awakening. Sounds epic, right? It is. The moment from the movie Matrix when Neo takes the red pill and realizes his stick isn't real. But instead of Kung Fu, we're talking about, well, let's just say some folks who seem to have their fingers in every pie, from your bank account to your Netflix queue. No, I'm not talking about aliens or Bigfoot, although stay tuned for those videos next week. This is about how a certain group, let's call them the chosen few, has been pulling strings since forever. And guess what? It's not some shadowy secret anymore. The truth is out there, spilling all over the internet like a bad latte. We're gonna unpack all of it. Banks, Hollywood, wars, the whole shebang. But don't worry, I'm not here to scare you into building a bunker. This is a video to inform you, so by the end of it, you'll be motivated to share, question, and maybe even laugh on how obvious it all is. Let's roll.
The decline of our culture, these mounds of contamination of our entire cultural life, the decomposition of our literature, the poisoning of our theater, of our movie theaters, all the art is now falling for it. Millions of Germans no longer participate any longer. It does not appeal to them. It was imposed on our people by a subversive press, which made it acceptable. And parallel to this, already the assault begins against the education of our children's brains. The tearing out all the memories of our German past, the insult to all the great men of our people, the removal of its memory from the hearts and brain out of the German youth.
Have you ever heard of this?
My body, my choice.
What does that mean?
My body, my choice.
But what does that mean?
My choice. My choice. My choice.
Your choice to...
Abortion. It's our body. Oh God. Dude, what the? Yeah. Yeah. I'm not ready for you, mother. It's team them kids, okay?
But during an abortion, you have to murder the child inside of your body.
Abortion is not murder, and it never has been. And if you think it is,
you are sick in the fucking head.
because when did we start thinking that you have a say on a body?
That is not fucking yours.
But the baby's body...
Like,
Please explain to me how abortion is murder, but forcing somebody to
to give birth is not some next level torture shit. Like,
do you know that is the worst fucking pain?
The baby's pain?
I remembered that it's you guys that are the victims. And we need to tell them to shut the up. My body, my choice.
I'm not sure you understand what an abortion is.
You understand that it's my body, my choice.
Yeah, you definitely don't understand. But I could help.
Piecing the fetal tissue back together to make sure that we have all of the fragments. Well, the media attention is always directed for the fetus and the gory parts, if you will, of providing the procedure. When the really important thing is that we've been able to help this young lady get on with her life. She's planning to go on to school, and she doesn't have to take over the responsibilities of parenting. And here in just a very few minutes, we're able to facilitate her decision to not be a parent at this time. Most of our patients are in the first trimester, and only 1% would be at this stage in the pregnancy. How are you doing? Are you feeling?
Like, bro, sure, it was their fault that they risked the chances of getting pregnant, but
Shut the up.
Okay, so let's talk about history greatest hits, wars and manipulation from day one. Let's time travel, shall we? So we have WW1, aka World War I, for those boomers out there. It was all engineered for profit and power. Who founded both sides? The same banking families, you know who, and we've mentioned before, because nothing builds an empire like lending money to wanting cousins and collecting it with interest. World War II, Hitler gets all the blame, and we live our entire lives thinking that he was the bad guy. But for those who dig deeper, who steered the pot with economic squeezes and media hype? Yep, you guessed right. The manipulators pulling the strings from behind the curtain. And don't get me started on the Holocaust narrative. The Awakening showing us how stories get twisted to guilt trip nations into endless aid.
A satanic power had taken over our whole country, which had been able to occupy key positions in our intellectual and spiritual life and in our political and economic life. From these key positions, they were able to control and monitor the whole nation. This power has at the same time the ability to persecute legally those who fight against it and prevent others from creating a resistance to its advance.
But it goes way back to America's founding in 1776. Fireworks and freedom, cute story, bro. From the get-go, these folks were infiltrating, funding revolutions, shaping policies. It's very simple. Think the Federal Reserve in 1913. Not a government thing. It's a private central run by, you guessed it,
it's a man you can slap but can also stroke. Going in the wind as an empty of the truth that it's naked. It's verbatim.
They've been brainwashing us in schools, movies, news, ever since. Hollywood pumps out films making them eternal victims, while ignoring the real puppet masters.
Why are we bringing in millions of immigrants from foreign countries? That's a good question. You want to know why? Because 100 years ago, a Jewish playwright said, we're a melting pot. That's why. Because for 100 years, we have been propagandized that has told us what our values are, which is that we are a melting pot, we are diverse, we are pluralistic and tolerant. That's why.
And now it's ramping up. They're pushing more wars, more division, think endless Middle East chaos, proxy fights that drain our wallets. It's all leading to global catastrophe, but here's the hilarious twist. They're so arrogant they think we won't notice. The Great Awakening, it's here. People are ditching the blue pill, sharing memes and calling it BS. And here's the thing, us as normal people, together, we're unstoppable. If I can wake up, you can too. No tinfoil hat needed, just Wi-Fi. Now here's the juicy part, the satanic side and the ultimate plot twist. Why is it all so sinister? Because it's not just business, it's spiritual. The Talmud, their religion, it's not bedtime reading. It's a roadmap to domination wrapped in a religion. It's very simple. It's just basically devil worship.
I know you know because I've heard it on your show before. I mean, we steal 100 to 300,000 children a year just here in this country. And we drain the blood and we mix it with the Passover bread. And then we throw the bodies into the slaughterhouses that we own. And we grind up all the bodies in the sausage and the hamburger. McDonald's is one of our favorite outlets, and the people, they eat it for breakfast, they eat their children for lunch, and you know, us Jews, you know, we gotta do what we do. The most important thing to remember between you, Pastor Wickstrom, and me, Rabbi Abi Finkelstein of New York, that we both have two fathers, and so that's why we look at the world in two different ways.
And we know that there's a massive collision that's going to take place between two forces, don't we?
Well, that's what your book says. Our book says that we're going to take over the world.
Regular people like us worship family, God, football, and freedom. These guys worship money, the devil, power, and chaos. It's in their blood, in their DNA. They are creating worse and worse scenarios, pandemics, economic crashes, cultural wars to take us toward the catastrophe. And we've seen it everywhere in the world. Look at what's happening in Europe. Mass immigration coming in Europe. They're calling us a melting pot. They are trying to basically destroy the white race. And there's so many evil things happening as well. But I just can't talk about them all in one video. And this is probably gonna be taken down. Sorry guys, my camera died and I'm recording this on my laptop. I would just want to add, the point of this video is not to scare you, it's just the takeaway of this video is the 21st century Great Awakening isn't about hate, it's about the truth. Nobody's buying the propaganda anymore, and we're tired of dealing with all this garbage and all these lies around us. We are all together in this, the Christians, the skeptics, even the guy who still thinks the moon landing is real. So stand up by sharing this video, questioning the narrative, and motivate your friends. Comment below what was your biggest aha moment, and hit like if you're awake, subscribe for more videos like this. I will definitely be making more videos to talk about this because I want to do my part in this society, and I feel like this is the best way I can get in touch with people. Like I said before, it's not about money. I'm not monetized on this YouTube channel. Like I've said before, I'm not making any money. So it's not about money. It never was about money. But it's about the freedom, and it's about God most importantly. We can't change this world. We can never save this world. Only God did that when He died on the cross for us, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. But we can help one another as He commands us. So I like to think this is my way of doing that. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said before, I'm not monetized, so if you want to support me as a creator, there's a link down below. Buy me a coffee. I'm not telling you to drop big donations, but anything helps. I'm just a 24-year-old living alone and trying to pay rent. And I'm doing YouTube on the side, but I would like to do this as a full-time thing. And yeah, so thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
In the course of my life, I have very often been a prophet and have usually been ridiculed for it. Today, I will once more be a prophet. If the international Jewish financiers in and outside Europe should succeed in plunging the nations once more into a world war, then the result will not be the Bolshevization of the earth and thus the victory of Jewry, but the annihilation of the Jewish race in Europe. The nations are no longer willing to die on the battlefield so that this unstable international race may profiteer from a war or satisfy its Old Testament vengeance.